for during the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference. And throughout this week, we have had such an amazing time just being able to, first of all, learn from such wonderful speakers and for each of the conference sessions and all of that. But also we've been able to have such wonderful discussions as a part of this VIP networking lunch hour time as well, especially going deeper into the discussions and being able to get to know other people in the group and really just build on our ideas, what we're doing, and learn from each other as we go. So in today's session, we decided to do something a little bit different, which is basically our show and tell session. And so this here, we are going to be taking turns going through sharing something that we would like to with the wider herbal entrepreneur community. Okay. And so this can be anything that you would like to share, whatever you feel that is something that is special for you, something that you do well, something that you just think is important to share with others. It might be something you learned at the conference. It might be something to do with your herbal business, maybe a new product that you're releasing, maybe something that you've made in the past. It can be absolutely anything. So what we're going to do is basically go through whoever wants to share, and we will try and keep the conversation going so that this should become basically a collection of cool things that our VIP members are doing, but also ideas and inspiration for the future as well. So I'm going to open up the floor now with some people putting up their hands. So we'll try to get a few people going, and I'll call them out in the chat as we go. But we've already got Web Ferret. So Web Ferret, would you like to share first?
Sure.
Go for it. First up, and we're looking forward to tea.
I didn't realize I was first. That's okay. I am Web Ferret, and our organization is called Herbal Boot Camp. We are mostly, they are mostly students that are preppers. So most of the things that we do for classes are in and along that line. The current one that they've done is we have a rugged tool bag, which has, you can see the different zip pockets here. And what they're doing is they're setting up a first aid kit. We're using shaker bottles, spice shaker bottles, in order to use powdered things for wounds. The containers that are this size in order to put any dried herbs in that go into it. And we also have neoprene bottles that we're trying to get right now to put other things in at the four ounce level, because that's what we feel we need to be carrying. They really enjoyed working with it as a class project. It was class project from start to finish, from picking out the container to carry the things in, to the small containers to use internal to it. And then what we do is I have done up, I don't know if you can see these. These are business card size recipe cards for anything that goes into the kit, so that they have this permanently. The front is where the recipe is, and the backs are blank, so they can put any additional notes on for their own personal use. And that's what we do. We also do great packaging. This is one of the tonics that I do, and it's done in a flip top cap. We try to have all these types of things. So we do great packaging and great labels. And this is who we are. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. I love to see labels, and I love to see more products of what's coming out from people. That's so great. Thank you for sharing. But we're going to move on to Heather from Explore Nature now. Would you like to take the floor?
Sure, thank you. So for those of you that are here this afternoon, I'm not a herbalist. So my passion and my work is with edible and medicinal plants, and I'm worked in the forestry sector for over 40 years and have a forestry company, but I'm pivoting that to a nature business called Explore Nature's Bounty. So basically what I'm doing is I'm connecting people to nature and the outdoors and I'm teaching them what's in the world around them and what they can use from Mother Nature. So I'll show you a few of my things. I'm actually a beekeeper. So this is my honey. It's called Bee Healthy Honey. So I make honey products. Also, when we go to the forest and we collect different things, this is dandelion jelly. And again, I'm from a city, so taking people to the forest, collecting plants and making something from them is a big deal. This is red clover jelly. And I have a new logo, but it's not on the jellies and stuff yet. Rose hip jelly, cranberry, high bush cranberry jelly. And I'm also a maple producer. So maple syrup, which is the season that we're in currently. So I'm not a herbalist, like I said before, but I've really enjoyed working with Yolanda's group because I've learned a lot from them, and added that actually to the seasonal programs that I'm going to be offering through my company in the spring. So I really enjoy the group. And if you aren't a member of the Herbal Circle, you definitely need to be. It's a really great group to connect and get ideas and add to what it is that you're doing in your business. They're a great, great bunch. Truly, truly enjoy it. So thanks for letting me show you a few of the things that I'm working on. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, and I'm from New Brunswick. I'm from New Brunswick, Canada too. I should tell you where I'm from.
Yes, that's a good point. So let's do that. Let's start with who you are, what your business is and where you're from, and then share. That's a great point. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing. And yeah, it's a pleasure having you part of our group as well. I enjoy finding out about the journey as we go. But we're going to move on now to Sue Letwin. Would you like to take the floor?
Sure. Thanks, Yolanda. I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. And let's see, what's working well for me are recipes. I love to develop recipes, and I'll put in the chat my website. I was running a business and I'm transforming. I shut down my business to be a full-time student with Rosemary Gladstar's The Art and Science of Herbalism course. So that's what I'm doing now. Something I've learned this week, I'm following your questions here, is you can make money as an herbalist. Woo, who knew? So what I would like to leave you with, and I'll put that in the chat. I tried to upload, my laptop has been temperamental ever since I bought it. I was trying to put a super soil recipe on my website, but it didn't go well this morning. So I'll leave my email. That's what I'd like to share with you. For people who live in cold climates and would like to grow herbs indoors, just a few herbs in the winter, this super soil recipe has been very good. And this is one of my girls. This is Miss Dolly Basil. So I highly recommend this genetic. It's called Dolly, just like a doll. And she has been just wonderful. We've used her, I planted her Remembrance Day of last year. So.
That's just beautiful.
Yeah. And yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, wonderful. That's a great share. It's so great to hear what everyone's doing, because we all have like a slightly different journey, and like seeing your plants, seeing like people's products. It's just so wonderful to see the real stuff in, well, we're in video, but kind of real. I wish I was right there and I could smell and touch the plant. Then it would be even cooler. But yeah, thank you for sharing. And we are going to move on now to Falami.
Good day, everyone. This is Falami. I'm coming from Philadelphia. And I want to share, I love working with the children. So I created a coloring book. Oh, can you see it? It's an ABC herbal coloring book for children, because I believe it's so important that children learn about herbs, and so they can color whatever they want to color it. So I want to also, when I go in there, I engage the children with the coloring book, and I have activities, and I even came with a song. I got ginkgo on my mind because it's good for the brain. I got ginkgo on my mind because it helped me maintain. I got ginkgo on my mind because it gives me rest. I got ginkgo on my mind because it helped me perform my best. Ginkgo.
Yes, that was so awesome. Woohoo! I love that. And I also love whoever is clapping in their garden.
That's
because you took the floor
beautiful.
for a little bit
Yes.
there. Yay! That was awesome. So thank you so much for sharing, Falami. That was wonderful. Yeah. But let's keep on moving along now. Carol, would you like to share? Carol, are you up?
Dexter, come on. Good afternoon, everybody. Hello and greetings from Toronto, Canada. My name is Carol Little, and I'm an herbalist. Actually, I've been playing and working with herbs for about 25 years now. I'm a member of the very active and wonderful Herbal Circle. Several of us are, and I will echo Heather that yes, indeed, it is a wonderful place to be encouraged and get ideas and support from other like-minded people. I've been a member for the last year and a half or so. I wrote an ebook last year. Largely, I give credit and gratitude for the enthusiasm and the cheering section that is the Herbal Circle. So thank you, mostly ladies. My latest project is, I do write a blog every week about herbs at studiobotanica.com, but I've decided I want to do something a little different. So I'm in the final organizing details now, but I wanted to share about it. I'm very excited. It's going to be basically a fun-filled and uplifting discussion group where we will come together and have conversations about one herb each month. So we'll talk about, of course, the attributes of the herb, the parts of the herb that we would use, etc., and how to use the herb, but also how to use and enjoy this wonderful plant in our day-to-day. So there'll be recipes and remedies, and we'll just do a, quote, deep dive into this plant. I'm sure we could spend much more than a month on each plant, but we're going to cram it all in. And if anyone is interested in joining us, there will be a focus on women's health as well. And you can just email me at carol@studiobotanica.com. So that's carol@studiobotanica. That's my website, studiobotanica.com. I can leave that in the chat as well. And if anyone would like to just check in and ask questions or get on the waiting list for more information, please just drop me a line and let's talk herbs.
Yes, woohoo! And also, I just wanted to mention that we are streaming this to YouTube as well. So I'm going to pop the link of the actual video in YouTube in the chat so that after the call, you can go and pop your, if people have things that they want to share, feel free to share it in the comments of that video as well so that people watching the replay can watch on that as well. Okay,
Sure.
But let's move right along. Thank you for sharing, Carol. That's wonderful to hear about what you're working on, and it's all pretty exciting. But yeah, let's move on to Mana. I believe you're up next. You did take your hand down again though, so I'm not sure if you're still ready. If you're not ready, we can move on. Are you ready?
Nope, we're good. You just,
Let's do
saw
it.
it in the chat, so I was just functional, getting it going. So hi, I'm Mana. I run Radical Root Herbs. I'm up in New Brunswick, Canada as well. And I'm also an Herbal Circle member. So yay, nice to have a bunch of Canadians and Herbal Circle members on the chat today. It's also nice to see the people who are smiling in their gardens, because if I showed you out my window, you would see several feet of snow still. So I am inspired by all of you who are already getting going, excited for spring here. Yeah, I guess I didn't have anything to show today, but I just wanted to talk about how, I've been an herbalist for about a decade now and have tried basically every path within that over the process because of various different reasons, like moves to different places and just trying to find what works. And what I think is important to share is to just experiment with that and see which parts bring you joy continuously. So for me, like, I love making products. So I do that, but just doing that, and especially on the scale that it would take to do something like a wholesale business, which I have done, just doesn't feel right for me. So it can be nice as like a little backup stream of income and stuff, but continuously, like, I get energy from teaching. So finding ways to do that as what you're moving forward with, whatever the thing is that like you continuously feel good doing, find that thing and go with it. And that would be my recommendation, because otherwise, yeah, like, I mean, it's great to try lots of things, but it's so easy to get burnt out when it's not quite the right thing and you're just trying to make it work, especially for, you know, capitalist reasons, which we all obviously have to a degree. But yeah, so just find the things that you love, but like, be willing to experiment. I watched Laura's session this morning, and she mentioned how, like, don't be afraid to just start from the beginning again. And I feel like that's like so valid. Like, you know, you might have this big following, but if they're not people who actually want to support and engage you, then you could, you know, drop them and find a much smaller following who really do, and it's going to be a bigger impact. So yeah, excited to keep finding new ways to explore passions and herbs. And yeah, it's so nice to connect. The conference has been great. It's really inspiring working with other herbalists and seeing people. And thanks so much, guys.
Wonderful. It's so great to hear from you, Mana, and yeah, your words of wisdom, and just like that that peace and yeah, willingness to try. And it's I think some of us need to hear that. So thank you for sharing that. That's wonderful. Let's move on now to Athena. Would you like to share your what you're up to?
Yeah, I'm Athena. I'm in Charleston, South Carolina. I run Eris Cat's Herbs. I'm part of the Herbal Circle. It was a meeting or two ago. We went over my website and whatnot, and I think it was you, Yolanda, that asked me what my membership program's name was. And I kind of was like, I don't know, monthly member. Well, since then it's been named, and it actually has, I'm really proud of this because I decided to make a design for it and put it on a mug. So I don't have the physical mug, but I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can actually see what it looks like. If I can figure out how to share my screen, let's see. There we go. Did that work?
It did. It's still loading,
okay.
But it will work.
Huh? You can see my screen?
Actually,
Yes,
I can
but
see
it's
it.
still black.
Yeah, it still says you've started. Now I can see it.
Okay. So this is the mug that I designed for the member group. Well, it's on sale for anybody, but the name we decided on was Herbers, as a joke off of my last name. So, because my last name's Herbal. So anyways, that's what I wanted to share, was that's what ended up coming out of all of that. So
Beautiful. And did you do the design yourself? Like,
yes.
Yes. So the art part of it is yours?
My mother actually draws all of the artwork for me, and she does it as single things. I send her, I want you to draw, like, so you can see Hawthorne there. I tell her how I want it drawn. She draws it. She gives it to me and tells me, do whatever you want with it. So from there, I combine them into different groupings to make all the images that you see across my site for the most part.
Oh, okay. Yeah, make a good team.
Yeah, I'm so happy I have her to do that.
Yeah, that's good.
I can do art digitally, but I wanted it hand drawn. I like how it looks hand drawn. So when I started doing them digitally, I didn't like them. They were too clean.
That's beautiful.
Wanted the personal touch. So she does them all for me.
Where can we buy this mug, please?
Yes, you can. They're actually on sale. And each week over the next few weeks, I'll be adding more and more products to the store, since I just moved over the site and just got, sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to stop sharing. Oh, we'll figure that out in a minute. There we go. So there'll be more products going up as the next few weeks. Right now I have the mug up. I have an astragalus water bottle that's got the astragalus root and a mini monograph on them. So I actually have quite a few designs ready to go because I had a printer before, but I'm changing printers. So, but I'll put my information in the chat. So if you guys want to check it out, you can.
Yeah, that's so great to see. Thank you for sharing. It's something like pretty different to what a lot of other people are working on. So that's nice to see the artwork and to see how the team comes together. Like someone else does the pictures and then you put them together, digitalize it, put it on a mug. Like it's everyone has their own little skill set, and when it comes together, that's when it's important.
Yeah, this is the content that I mostly do for like the general public and not necessarily the membership stuff. So.
Yeah, wonderful. All right, thank you for sharing that. So put that, the link in the chat, and you can also do it in the YouTube comments as well. So we will go next up to Laura.
Hi, thank you so much for doing this. This has been such an amazing, amazing conference, really supportive. And I've loved every bit of it. And I'm offering marketing. So education and how to market and how to sell and how to become comfortable with both of those things, because the world needs more herbalists. We have particular things about us that are really beneficial, and more people need to see us. So by learning marketing and by learning how to use it efficiently and in a streamlined way, we really can make a difference, and all of us can position ourselves to do that so effectively. And so I would just love to connect with every one of you just for a conversation about that, about your mission, about what you like to do, so that I'm better aware at how I can support and who I can get you support from if it's not me. And I know Yolanda does very similar work, so we're just all in this, and I really appreciate her putting that out there as well. So this has just been a really great, I'm really passionate about this, but I've just been learning so much from you guys as well, and I'm just so excited to learn more and see more of your products out there.
Wonderful. Yeah, it's definitely an important thing to be doing. And just, I know that it's so tricky for herbalists, for most people who are in hospital, to start talking about what you do and really get your work out there. But as business owners, we do need to start doing that. So I think it's great what you're doing, Laura. And thank you for sharing that you just, I want to open up the conversation. So who wants to continue the conversation can do so. So thank you. Let's continue on now. So Fee, would you like to share what you've been working on, or your tidbit of goodness?
Great day, everyone. Here I'm Fiona. I'm Fiona here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And as I am attending the conference, I'm also in my shop working. But today, yay, today is Herbal Tea Day, and we are working on, can you see that? Yeah. We're working on a sleep tea. So we have a lot of people working extra hard right now. Everybody's getting back into the office, the stress of being in the office, the stress of getting out of their homes where they were once comfortable because of COVID restrictions. Now that they're lifted and people are out more, the acclimation to sleep. So everyone is asking for a sleep tea. They want something to relax, chill. So we blended up some herbs. I went to my Apothecary, pulled out some valerian root, some skullcap, chamomile, lavender, a little bit of catnip. Some people want to have a little bit of lucid dreaming, so we threw a little bit of mugwort in there. But the whole idea, whatever you ask for, I'm going to give it to you. But we're working on teas today. Teas are a big deal here in my shop. I want to walk around just to give you a quick idea. It takes about, it takes all my teas and get them on the shelf, because there's so many. We have some for high blood pressure. We have a lot of chais, diuretic teas. But just to give you an idea of what we've been working on all day long today, I'm gonna turn it around. This is our tea section here. And all these are hand blended with herbs and fruits that come from my apothecary. So that is what I'm working on today. And that's what we're doing here at Earth Essentials, which is the name of my shop here in North Carolina. So you can find us on Instagram at Earth Essentials. You can find us at yourearthessentials.com. We're on Facebook at Earth, and we're not to be confused with, we do have the Duafe symbol. It looks like the Afro pick. We're purple and green. You'll see our symbol there. I'm Fiona. Feel free to come check us out.
That is so amazing. So great to see your store and the like you're actually mixing the teas and all of your teas on the wall. Like that was just so great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That was yeah, I just love getting inspiration from like even just how you design, like just seeing shops. I love that. I think it's just cool to see. So thank you for sharing that. But yeah, let's move on now to Caitlin. Would you like to share what you've been working on?
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Caitlin, and my business is Bonobo Botanicals. I make herbal teas, balms, and body care products, and I offer like hands-on herbalism workshops and kits and a subscription box called the Concoction Club. So I'll show you my packaging really quick. This is one of my teas, one of my salves, and this is what my handouts look like for the Concoction Club. A little illustration of the plant of the month, and then, you know, some recipes and stuff. People can color that in if they want to. But what I really want to share about and what I'm feeling excited about today is networking and collaboration. So I've been more inspired like by some of the sessions in the conference so far, but I've also been kind of reaching out to people in my local area a little bit lately. So I thought I would share some examples of like who I've been working with and what we've been doing to maybe spark some ideas for you too. So one is a yoga and meditation teacher, and we collaborated on an event for kind of like a heart-centered event. It was like herbs for the heart, tea, and yin yoga. And then there's a massage therapist friend of mine in town who is going to buy a number of my products as Christmas gifts for her like loyal clients. Which is a good chance for like promotion for me too. And we also collaborated on a little like package deal for people last year. So get a massage, a tea and a salve. And there was another like local jeweler who included a like intentional bracelet workshop. Another one is I'm going to put on a rose hip syrup workshop and a plant walk at an intentional community and sort of reskilling event this weekend. And there is somebody who organizes like a wellness weekend in my town. So showcase local wellness businesses. It's a good chance to network and also kind of share your offers with the wider community. So that could be a business idea too, if nobody's already doing that in your town, to kind of like get all those people together and share it that way. I also want to shout out the Herbal Circle. That's been great for support and encouragement and cross promotion and resources. So thank you all. And if you want to connect and collaborate, I'm in Cochrane, Alberta. So get in touch if you want to. I'm at bonobo.botanicals on Instagram and Facebook. And you can check out my website. Thanks. Thanks for all your shares, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I love to hear about what everyone else is doing and just being open to connections. Like, I think that's just so important. The more we can connect with others and yeah, the more we can share what we're doing and all of us have do better things. But yeah, let's move on now to Yvette. Would you like to share?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Yvette Ramos Foles, and I am founder of Botanica Aromática, where I help humans engage with their breath. We walk around holding our breath half the time. So if you breathe from the bottom of your belly up into your chest and let it out, we feel so much better. And engaging your breath aromatically through aromatherapy. I am a certified aromatherapist and create these aromatic inhalers where they're personal to you, they're not affecting anyone else around you, and they are grounding and centering and uplifting and just nourishing to your soul, just to smell something beautiful. Let your olfactory system do its thing with the brain. As we know, it's so connected, especially now that folks have been experiencing lack of taste and smell through COVID. And if we realize that we hold our breath throughout the day, we're missing a lot where we may be outside or we may be cooking and we're really not smelling. So re-engaging with the olfactory is my purpose. I'm also a glass artist, and what I'm working on right now is bridging both my art therapy with aromatherapy through something called the labyrinth. You may be familiar with mazes, and mazes are meant to get lost and as an adventure, and a labyrinth is meant to find yourself, to come back to center. So merging both my glass artwork with the labyrinth and my aromatherapy is my goal, to help folks reconnect with their center of joy. I am also thankful to this community that has been so encouraging and uplifting. I am a Herbal Circle member, as well as a G-Impact member that has helped me create my systems and get myself aligned with regulatory as well as just processes in general. So I recommend both to anyone here that would like to have a warming, welcoming community, and we'd love to just participate and communicate with you. So that is who I am and what I offer. I may be reached at Botanica Aromatica. I will put it up in the chat, and I would love to see you guys more often. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. That's great. What you're doing with your business, and just the way you're talking about the breathing. It's making me realize I need to stop holding my breath. And so hopefully we're all getting that reminder to breathe properly. And because that's really important and really what your work centers around. So that's wonderful. Let's move on now. So Laura Shepherd, would you like to share?
Yeah, thanks. First of all, I just want to say thank you everyone for sharing, and thank you for putting this on, Yolanda. It's been so fun. I love learning. But getting to do it with a group of people has been really nice. All of the presenters have been amazing. I've got my journal filled with notes, and so I just really appreciate this and everyone. What I do, a couple different things. I'm in a school bus because that's part of my job. I'm a school bus driver, and I'm a naturalist. I lead hikes. I'm obsessed with plants. I want to show you my bus yard because it's surrounded by a redwood forest. I don't know if you guys can see. I have a hammock spot over there that I take naps in between runs, and it's a really special place. I drive kids with special needs, and I did research because I've taught outdoor education in 5 different states because I love traveling, and I started a reading forest. So it's books that I got from a garage sale, wherever, and I put little carabiners on them. And then we've got a little nature trail on school property, and the kids, can interact with it if they want to. Anyway, so that's one thing. And then one last thing, I'll side mention, I also make products. It's really fun. But like Mana was mentioning, my heart and my most joy is teaching people in nature. So if you ever are in Northern California, which is where I'm from, I'm in Humboldt County. I love making friends. Come and visit me. We can go on a hike together. You can find me on Airbnb. I use Airbnb as a platform for my hikes through the experiences tab. Just search Humboldt County and you'll find me there. It'd be so fun. Anyway, so I have an Instagram at Ambient Healing Home. I'll put that in the chat so you can direct contact me, or other best way is through Airbnb. So thanks for listening, and yeah, thanks for being here, everyone.
That's so great. I love the reading forest idea, and just you just seem really friendly. Let's just make friends and go for walks in the forest. That's wonderful. I think we should all go for walks in the forest together. And it's also great to hear that you're doing that on Airbnb experiences as well. I tried doing that like before COVID, but have stopped since COVID. But it's a great platform because you don't really have to worry about the logistics. So if anyone does want to start doing plant walks, it's a great way to get started because people come to you. But, yeah, cool. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing, and that was wonderful to see your bus, the forest, and hear about your friends in the walks as well. So let's move on now to I hope I'm pronouncing the name right, but Kalila, I'm not sure how you pronounce it.
Kalila, you had it right.
Kalila.
I want to say first and foremost, thank you for this space. This was basically what I had actually been looking for. Like 2 weeks ago, I literally announced to everybody that I was going to stop ghostwriting and actually go back to pursuing healing and herbalism before I moved to Germany. I'm from North Carolina and I live in Germany temporarily. Hopefully it depends on Hubby. He wants to stay here longer. But anyways, and to find this, I was like, there's no coincidence. The entire conference, I came to learn, even though I had a name for my business originally, I came to learn that name is not for that business. The path that I thought I was going to take, I had already planned on being a clinical herbalist and an Ayurvedic practitioner, but I'm not going to be doing just general practice. I realized that I need to be focused on other things, mainly prostate and colon cancer, things that affect men, as well as paying attention to children, tending to children. But I mean, I'm still going to be paying attention to women as well. But I realized that particular group sometimes needs just as much help as women do. And it made me realize that just everything fell into place. Every speaker that was speaking, I was like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not supposed to be just paying attention to this. I don't have anything to share, but what I make is teas and syrups. Mainly, I love making syrups and tinctures and stuff. But I now know, after attending the conference, what I need to do with the clinical practice that will be coming into fruition in the future. So I want to say thank you. And I think that's it.
Thank you so much. I think that's great because you're getting the direction based on the connections and what you're learning this week, and you're figuring out exactly what you want to do, and that's what it's all part of. And I'm so glad that it came at the right time for you because it's the timing.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great to hear about what you've been working on, and thank you for sharing. Let's keep it moving so we have time to see everyone. So we're going to go on now to Judy Di Lorenzo. Thank you again. Judy?
Hi, everyone. I'm Judy Di Lorenzo, and my business name is A Life Well Planted. And I'm all about using food as medicine in addition to herbs and supplements as indicated. And my husband and I have been growing food since the mid 80s. And over time, he's actually the farmer. I call myself the farmer's wife. And he grows incredible gardens. And then I put up the bounty. I freeze, I pickle, I can. We store about 100 pounds of potatoes every season and about 360 heads of garlic, lots of onions, so this has been my lifestyle. And the only time in my life when I really didn't pay attention to my diet, I did end up getting sick, and I had neurological symptoms which affected my ability to focus, and my energy levels were down dramatically. So I didn't turn to food as I should have as my savior. And so I struggled for about 10 years. And then once I shifted my focus back to eating a super, super clean, mostly plant-based diet, I recovered. And so now I'm all about helping people to realize the importance of eating a clean, mostly or all plant-based diet in addition to the herbs. So I did write a cookbook called From Chronically Ill to Vibrantly Well. recovery through a plant-based diet. Excuse me. And I have my website, A Life Well Planted, where I share recipes. But yeah, I just relaunched my clinical practice. So I had taken some years off to help my mom through her end of life years, but now I'm back at it. And I just wanted to show you some beautiful broccoli rabe that's growing in our greenhouse. This is just a tiny amount of it. It's just like crazily growing right now. And, you know, we didn't plant this. The seeds just grow on their own. And I feel like there's a correlation here. And I'm going to try to be a little poetic. I don't know how great it'll come out, but, you know, we're dropping all of these seeds here at the conference, and they're not all going to grow immediately, and everybody's overwhelmed, and there's seeds everywhere, but they're there and they're under the ground. And, you know, let's just keep them watered and warm and in the sun. And all of a sudden, like it might be next year, you're going to have a crop of new thoughts and ideas. And that's what I think this broccoli rabe is doing for me right now, reminding me that, you know, we didn't even plant this, but it's there, and the green is there, and it's there to support us. And it just comes up even without our intention. It's just amazing. And we need to always honor and respect our food and our herbs. And love to you all. Happy growing, happy greening.
Yes, that's so wonderful. I love to see the plants in and just imagine it all growing outside or in your greenhouse, just like how much there would be, and just yum, 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 yum. It's great. And also the message as well of what comes out of that, the seed. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing that, Judy. It's great to be able to share in this with you. So yeah, thank you again. Let's move on to Michael. Would you like to share?
Unmute. Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I'm sitting outside in my healing garden, and let's see, what do I want to share today? First, I want to share that I am so grateful to just be able to meet all of you guys, even virtually, and listen to all these classes. So thank you for putting this all together, and thank you for having this side area for us to talk and connect. Just about everyone I listen to is like, I want to meet and sit down and have tea with. I am located here in North Carolina. I'm in Laurinburg, North Carolina. And so I was Miss Lewis. I was in Germany before I came here to North Carolina. So you are in a magical place. Feel free to connect with me so I can tell you some cool things to do while you're out there, especially as far as the herbalist is concerned. However, I grew up as a foster kid. So I lived in a lot of different homes. And throughout all of that, like abandonment and abuse and healing and everything, something that was always there for me was tea. Like tea spoke to me from an early age. It was like one of the only good memories I had from my childhood of something that my family really, really enjoyed together. Also, missionaries used to come and pick us up and bring us to church, and then they'd serve us tea. And so it's like it traveled with me as a way of comfort and healing. And I remember thinking at some point, like one day when I grow up, I want to be a therapist that helps people heal with herbs and nutrition. Fast forward, a lot of life has happened, and learning to become an herbalist has been like such a healing part of my journey. I do Reiki as well. And I help people. I do another method called caring for the wounded heart. So I help people to learn how to care for their hearts and heal their emotional pains and traumas. But something that was super inspirational in my healing is this land that I'm on right now. And so I've made it like my goal and my mission to share this space with other people through creating a medicinal herb garden. We're in our first year of groundbreaking. If you can see behind me this week, those 2 plots, like during this conference this week, and that's when I been working on that. That looks like the black area back there, that's like a meditation space behind it. That's up for privacy, but later that'll be a green fence. We have a rock garden and other things that are happening. And my goal is to create a network of practitioners that would be willing to come here and do workshops with the community. Last year we held a retreat here and it was for families, like not focused on women or not just for children.
Uh-oh, I think she might have cut out. Oh no.
Hard to be outside.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is a common issue for a lot of herbalists as well, because we live in strange places off
And
the
we
grid,
have to continue that.
the way, so it can be tricky. Michael, are you back again, or it was great to see your plots anyway, your space, your growing space, what you've been working on. Are you back? It sounds like maybe yes.
Oh, say that again.
It just cut out for a moment, but we saw most of it, but it was it just cut out for a little bit there. It happened.
Okay, my goal is to reach out to any of you, or any of you can reach out to me if you'd like, because I want to host events here where people can come and like relate to the community, build a health and wellness network that's easy for people to access. Here in North Carolina, where I live, is very kind of impoverished. They say this is my county is very low income. So they're not likely to travel, but I believe that other people would be likely to travel here, and me being centrally located to Raleigh, Charlotte, Wilmington, the coast, and all lots of places. I just want to make it a beautiful space where people will come, get what they need for their journey, and continue forward. My business is My Help Custom Herbal Tea and Wellness, MIYHELP, Custom Herbal Tea and Wellness. And I'll put my other information in the description. I'm easily accessible, always a phone call away.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So yeah, definitely do add that in the chat. And for everyone who's has been sharing things in the chat live here, you can go back and share the links and things on the YouTube video as well, so that people get it kind of long term, and the people watching the replay will be able to watch as well. So let's move on to Sharla. Would you like to share?
Okay, so my name is Sharla. I'm in Missouri. I've traveled all over the world, but right now I'm stationed in Missouri. It's kind of one of those places that you can actually focus on what you're trying to do, because it's a small community. What I do is I do research. I'm in ministry, and in order to get my ministry started, I have to provide people with some of the things that they are lacking, or help them with some of the things that they need, the mental and spiritual part. What I've been working on is I've been working on different kinds of products, creams and lotions, and I do some teas and tinctures too, but I do a whole lot of I've been doing it for over 10 years. I enjoy it. I haven't actually made products that I can use right now, but I'm in the phase of it now since the recipes that I have, they're just building up. And it's actually time for me to start doing something with them. But the name of my website is it's SPAR. It's SPUAR. But it's not, don't worry, it's not even I don't have everything out like everybody. So I'm just kind of like building, but not ready to present everything. So and what SPAR stands for is Spiritual Partaker Unity Awareness Reservoir. It's built on a foundation of reconciliation with God. So that's all I had to share.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It's great to hear about everyone's journey and where you're at. So thank you for sharing. That's great. Let's keep on going. Feel free to share anything in the chat as well. But we'll keep on moving along to Charlene. Would you like to share now?
Okay. Well, hello everyone. Glad to be here and really excited. This was my first conference, so it was totally new and really didn't know what to expect. I have business, but not herbal business. We've run a few businesses in my lifetime, so I have quite a bit of entrepreneurial experience. So that part is a little bit new, but plants speak to my heart. I've been educated through my grandmother and my lifetime. She was born in the 1930s and, was basically raised by her. So I grew up eating plants and holistically pretty much my whole life. Didn't really understand that what I was learning was actually plant medicine along with foraging and that type of thing. But what I wanted to touch on for my show and tell is that wasn't really mentioned in the conference that I do a lot of is with the animals, especially equines. And I have some huge success stories with that type of thing, that people are reaching out, for their animals and their critters. So I wanted to share that. I have a couple of photos. The first one is actually quite gruesome, so I didn't know if that was appropriate or not. That I don't want to offend anyone. Showing basically 30 days, at this start, when 2 days after we found her, because I didn't think to take pictures right away, and then after basically 1 month, what the injury looked like. Would you like to see that, or because it's actually quite amazing.
Of course.
Well, as I said, I don't want to. I'm not here to gross anybody out, but I'm just going to pull it up here. Albums. So. Okay, so this wound was actually in behind the front shoulder blade of the little horse here on the farm, and you could have fit 2 bread pans. So everybody knows like a bread pan, how big they are, in behind her shoulder blade. I don't even know how it was still attached. But this is, I don't know if you can see it. It was it's gruesome. It's awful. And then this with totally herbal medicine, no vet. I don't do vets very, very seldom. And this is what it looks like 30 days afterwards. It is almost non-existent, and it's just amazing. It was a multitude of herbal washes and comfrey poultice and all kinds of different things, but just something that wasn't even basically the chicken. The lady that improvised with the chicken during COVID, that was the closest we came to doing animals. But I treat a lot of our critters here on the farm. mostly, as I said, with herbal medicine. I have one now that's got breathing issues, happens every spring when the snow starts to melt, and, you know, put her on an herbal regimen. And everybody said, well, how do you get a horse to drink tea? Right? That was the comment. But there are some feeds and basically beet pulp specifically that's dried out, and then you have to put water with it to make it expand before you feed it. So this is how we make the tea, let it cool, and then this is how I get some of the stuff into the critter. Mostly it's the horses at the moment that I do a lot with. But yeah, so that's just something that, different that wasn't really touched on through the conferences. You know, how the herbal medicine can really be used as for animals too. And once people realize, you know, how it's opened up, that could be another revenue stream and something else to promote.
Yeah, wonderful. Thanks for sharing. I love that, because there's so many different things that we can be talking about. And yeah, everyone has their little part that they add, and you've added your piece to the mosaic of information this week. So thank you for that. Yeah, it's been wonderful. So let's move on now to Vernisha. Would you like to share?
Yes, thank you. First, I'd like to say thank you for this opportunity this week. I've been able to learn a whole lot because I'm actually not too knowledgeable in herbs and remedies, but I'm looking forward to learning more throughout my own personal journey. Like the second to last person, I can't recall her name, who went on, I actually work under two nonprofits called Sprout Change and Herminemos. And right now they're under a hospital project whose goal is to pretty much do outreach in underserved communities so we can then provide workshops. And my supervisor is actually much more knowledgeable in terms of food as medicine and natural herbal remedies. Right now we've had difficulty in terms of outreach and things of that nature. So I've really been tapping into the workshops where they speak specifically on how to appeal to certain groups and knowing our niche as well as the target market. I'll actually also go ahead and put both the website to Sprout Change and the Instagram in the chat. But yeah, I very much enjoyed learning that aspect in different ways in terms of how to do outreach so that people in underserved communities are able to realize or able to learn more of best practices and herbal remedies and foods for them, because I feel that a lot of the times there's that disconnect where they may know that these things are good for them, but they don't know necessarily where to find the resources. So it's been really nice to hear kind of the marketing aspect in that sense. Yeah, so I put everything in the group chat since I don't have anything tangible. But yeah, I'm very grateful for this opportunity, and I hope that you all follow the Instagram, add yourselves to the newsletter, share it with anybody as well, since in the near future we're hoping to make the workshops more virtual and add also different teaching platforms as well. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. It's great that we're able to, see all the different platforms and just connect with each other. So thank you for being a part of it, and looking forward to seeing how it grows going forward as well. So we'll move on now to Keisha. Would you like to share?
Yes, hi. Are you seeing me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Keisha, and I really enjoyed this conference. There's just so many things to digest and to take in. I'm gonna really have to go through and watch each of the videos individually. So thank you so much, Yolanda, for making this available. And so what I do, I live on a 6-acre property, and I forage seeds, wild medicinals, like wild lettuce, salsify, St. John's wort, and a few other herbs, seeds on my property. So basically what I do is I just go around and just collect the seeds when they're ready, and I post those in my Etsy shop. And through doing that, I've learned to identify a lot of plants on my property. I want to get into helping others learn to identify plants, probably by doing walks in the local forestries that's near me, and probably even setting up something on my property to facilitate that. So yeah, nothing much. That's all. I can put a link to my Etsy shop if anyone is interested in purchasing herbal seeds.
Great, yes, please do. It's thank you for sharing that, and definitely do add the link in. That's great. Thank you again. That's so we're almost winding up today, I think. We've got one more person to share. So Christina, would you like to share with the group?
Yes, I would love to share with the group. It's about mid-morning here in Central Oregon, and it feels good. It's a little bit overcast, but it's really fun to be in here and listening to everybody's story. And one thing I wanted to mention to you is that I have been a landscape architect for the last 36 years. Well, since I graduated from college, and but I remember starting out when I was young. I grew up on a farm up in Northeast Washington, and I did an ecology project for my biology class, and it was so fun. And that's kind of what started me, I think, on this, big interest in herbs. I got to identify the plants and the plant communities and everything, and that was really, really fun, and it really touched my soul, I might say. And one thing that I wanted to mention to y'all is one thing I do is I like to develop a strategic annual plan. And because I am very visual, I have to put it on a big flip chart. And what I do is, because I worked with a lot of engineers in the U.S. Forest Service, developing projects and doing rehab plans and everything, I learned their way of scheduling time and managing projects. And so what I do is I put up a big one of those flip charts that stick along the top, so you can post it anywhere on the back of a door or on a window or wherever you want, so that you can see it every single day. And I list the item. I have several columns. I list the item. I prioritize the task or the project in terms of high, medium, and low. I identify who will be involved, what the target date is for completion, so it kind of helps me do the scheduling. Identify if it requires any money or if it's something I have on hand, and then another category for little notes. And so that kind of helps keep me on track, because I'm really visual and I get so many things going that it helps me to focus. And that's what's really important for me. And since I've gotten into this study of herbals in a pretty deep way the last few years, I've been buying a lot of books. And there's a lady, her name is Nicole Apelian. She's a PhD, and she has developed this book. Oh, I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but it's called The Forager's Guide to Wild Foods. It's edible plants, lichens, mushrooms, and seaweeds. This happens to be the North American edition, and it's available on Amazon. And I got that recently because it's just been published this year. But the book that I love, I just really love this other book she developed with a man called Claude Davis. This is kind of what it looks like. It's called The Lost Book of Herbal Remedies. It's The Healing Power of Plant Medicine by Nicole Apelian, PhD, and Claude Davis. And she is an amazing woman. I'll tell you, she is really an amazing woman. She has a background in biology. She went to college in Canada. And then she has a background in ecology. She went to school in Oregon. And then she went to Prescott College and got her PhD. But she has actually lived with tribal members in the Kalahari, learning about natural and native herbs. And then she's also been on that American show on TV called Alone, where she spent 57 days out in the wild with only a knife to survive. And then the other more remarkable thing that she did is that she recovered herself from MS. And that's kind of what got her into this, helping to heal other people. And her books, again, are on Amazon, and I'll put the title and her names on the sidebar here. So if people want to get on Amazon and order those, they can. But I just can't say enough about her. And you can see her on, I think, a few YouTube videos too, if you want to bring those up. I think I've seen her speak on the computer. So I think it's on YouTube. Anyway, I just want to thank you all. And Yolanda, I'm just so amazed at the wonderful job that you've been doing to help facilitate the conversation of all these wonderful women and men. And it's just been a wonderful journey this week. And I'm really exhausted. And I listen to all of these different speakers and learning all this. I mean, this is truly a brain dump. And I just want to thank every one of you for being here and sharing your lives with us. And thank you so much, Yolanda.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's really a pleasure. It is a huge thing. Like, I think we're all just sharing in that energy and so much information. It is pretty overwhelming, but it's part of it. We do this once per year, and that's where we come together to share these ideas like this. We're just going to do one last person because we had one more person put their hand up before we wind up. We have delayed the next session of the conference. It's going to start at 1:15 instead of right now. So JJ Nature Nourished, would you like to do your share, and then we'll wind up.
Thank you, Yolanda. I appreciate you fitting me in. Are you able to see my video?
Not yet. I can only see your name. You might, I might be able to ask you to start video. Try now. Yeah, you can see now.
Okay. How about now?
Yep, perfect.
Okay, great. I am a nutritional therapist, and I'm just starting to branch out into herbalism. I haven't even started my coursework yet. But I wanted to let you know, I used to live in Newfoundland, Canada. It was very remote. And I had a difficult time getting fresh vegetables and fruits there. And that's when I got a lot more interested in nutrition. And I chose this company because it was the best price in Canada. It's called Thrive Life Foods. And they have freeze-dried fruits and vegetables, which I'd actually been looking for years. And then they also have another company they started called Ruvi, and these are smoothies with fruits and vegetables. I had to move from Newfoundland to care for my mom who had Alzheimer's, so I've been on sabbatical these last 4 years, and I'm looking to ramp up my business in the next year or so. But if you're interested in Thrive Life Foods or Ruvi, I'll put my email in the chat box. And the reason I like them is because you get actually a lot more nutritive value from freeze-dried foods than you do from what you call fresh at the grocery store. At the grocery store, it's actually a few weeks old, typically around 3 weeks old by the time it arrives to our grocery store, and then it might sit in my refrigerator for another week or so. So if you're looking for a higher nutritive value, this is a good option. And thank you again, Yolanda, for this wonderful week. I attended last year, and it was so rewarding that I wanted to attend this year, and it's so inspiring. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you for being part of it. And that really is what it is all about. Thank you everyone for being here and just sharing. And it makes me so happy to hear about returners that have been here last year, the year before. There's a few people who have been here right back since 2019 and they're still around, which is absolutely wonderful, just seeing how people evolve and continue on this journey as an herbalist as things go forward. So I really would like to thank you all again for today. I think it was a wonderful time just to meet together and really join and share what we're doing. I loved being able to see some of your plants, your garden plots, your products, your mugs, your whatever it is that you had to share. I think it was wonderful to be able to see that and just sharing that together. So thank you again for being part of this, and let's do this. We will finish off today's session and I will end up, and let's see. All right. So thank you again. And I also wanted to remind everyone that tomorrow on Saturday, the final day of the conference, we have our finale masterclass at again 12 p.m. Eastern time, and that will be similar to the orientation session, a big meeting all together, and we'll be talking about next steps from now, how to use all of the information that you've kind of got from the conference, all that inspiration, how you've got this energy now and how to actually channel that going forward so that you can make the best out of it. So let's do this, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Thank you once again for being
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Wonderful.
Wish I could have said something. I didn't raise my